I am Chris Hardwick. I am on the sitcom Guys Like Us. It is on UPN, Monday nights at 8:30. Oh, but wait. I'm coming up next on Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Dre. Drew.
Loveline is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content.
Loveline. Viewer discretion advised.
Welcome to Loveline. Tonight our special guest from Guys Like Us, Chris Hardwick. I am Diane Farr, and here are the boys, Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
We're walking. Can you imagine that? Is that nice?
Okay. All right. Welcome to Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew, board-certified physician. Is that your pager?
No.
Addiction medicine specialist. Diane Farr, everybody. Diane is wearing a diamond locket on fishing string. Looks
Yeah.
about 5-pound test from here. Is that, what is that?
The string?
Is it fishing string?
It's fishing wire, yeah. So it just floats. I didn't buy it, it was a gift.
Sugar daddy. All right, what are we going to do? We're going to take some questions from the audience. We're going to take some questions from the phone. We're going to use the via TV phone. Also, what else? Drew's going to go out to the audience, talk to the people. We'll bring somebody up from the audience to hang out with us, theoretically. Is that it?
Yeah.
Except for a guy by the name of Chris Hardwick, who will be out here in just a couple minutes. Proving that one can go from MTV and still eke out a career. We hope the news is the same for you, Drew. Juice.
And you, Adam?
No.
No.
Juice is on the phone. Juice?
Yeah, I'm really embarrassed at the gym and taking showers and changing clothes there because only the head of my penis, sticks out of my body. And, when I have sex, I have to have the lights out. I'm really embarrassed and I hate my penis when it's soft, but when it's erect, it's its usual size. My question is, how can I get my penis...
I don't want to cut you off, Juice, but everyone's penis is its usual size when it's erect. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drew, your penis, what size is it when it's erect?
Usual.
Yeah. Same here.
Okay. Okay.
We'll ask Chris when he comes out.
Good, that's good.
It gets up to normal
Proportions.
5-6 inches when it's erect.
Yeah. Well,
But
a little longer than that, but
Oh, really?
yeah.
Now you,
Wow,
you
talk
have
about
sort
a
of
growth spurt
you
there.
have kind of the opposite thing going on.
Yeah. Mine looks good around the gym.
Really?
Yeah, I'll just walk around with a towel. And right out of the locker room, too. I'll go do a set of reps on...
That's peak performance for Adam, though.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'll go do chin-ups with my pants around my ankles at the gym. I really will. Yeah, some guys do this. It fluctuates quite a bit.
Yeah.
It's feasible that there's no shaft when it's not erect
It's just,
for him?
have you gained a lot of weight, or you on any medications, anything like that going on?
No. I had a hernia operation.
How long ago?
It's been about 6 months.
Did that seem to affect this in some way?
Yeah.
All right.
I went for my checkup, and the doctor said, well, it's just a swelling, and it'll go down in a couple of weeks.
Okay.
Well,
All right. So just give it some time. I mean, that's undoubtedly what's causing this.
6
Thank
months. It's a long time to
Well,
go without a penis.
Yeah, but at least it's functioning normally, and when he really needs to call upon it, it's there.
Juice,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
you listen to me. You need to chub up a little bit before you head out.
Come on.
No, it's true. Listen. If the penis is wedged up in your abdomen, before you need to coax it out a little. With me,
What difference does it make?
you walk around the gym, you
go
don't want
to
to
the
be
gym.
embarrassed. What I'll do is I'll set a little pornography out. Penis will sort of poke its head out, look around a little. then he'll start wandering out toward the pornography just to coax it out a little bit.
Yeah, but women aren't going to care what it looks like.
He's
when
not even
it's
concerned about women. He's worried about men.
Self-conscious about walking
gym.
around. He just needs to stretch himself out a little bit
It's
before he
going to
hits
get
the
better
shower.
with time.
That's all.
Andy, what's
Thank you.
going on there?
That's good. Yes, the pornography advice.
Andy's 27. Andy, what's up?
Hi. I'm kind of having some trouble with my my pubic hair. For the last few years, it's been getting kind of thicker, and it's growing up the shaft of my penis, so that when I wear a condom, the hair kind of gets stuck in it, and when I take it off, it kind of, well, it hurts. I brought a guy home once, and he just refused to even give me any oral sex because he thought it was kind of nasty. I've tried, like, plucking it, but it just kind of, like, the hairs kind of grow back ingrown.
Oh, boy.
So I'm just wondering, you know, what can I do to get rid of all that hair?
And we've had this one before, haven't we?
Yes, we have, a couple times. So it's not outside of the spectrum of normal anatomy, but it bothers you aesthetically.
Couldn't you just clip it, like to keep it short?
Yeah, but it itches when I do that.
And it's really growing on the body of the penis.
Yeah, it's going all the way up.
Well, I mean, women have to deal with this all the time because of a bikini line, because, you know, people perceive that your pubic hair on a female doesn't grow the way it actually grows. There is something with, I wouldn't wax your penis, but there is something like when you,
Thank you, Diane.
when you trim the hair of it, eventually
If you do
it won't
wax
be
and
as
put a
itchy.
wick in it and use it for something.
Oh, God.
I'm saying if you're going to put wax on it.
But anybody that you're involved with other than a one-night stand, I don't think this is going to be a deal breaker. People are going to care for you or not.
And I would
if it
look
comes
into the
down to
new laser
hair.
techniques for hair removal. I mean, I'm not that familiar with the techniques. I know they can take large areas off very easily. I'm not sure they can do it in this area, but I would certainly look into somebody a physician who's doing that
Do you
regularly.
think they work on the junk, though?
I bet they would.
There'd have to be some
Yeah.
tipping involved with that, though. You know what I mean? Wouldn't there? Listen, you know, that's the one thing about society I can't figure out. There's certain stuff you tip for and certain stuff you don't. Like you go and you buy a bagel, you got to feed the kitty.
Right.
There, cabs, waitresses, whatever. And then there's other stuff, no tipping. But to
Right.
me, the guy getting the laser out and pointing it at the Johnson, he's getting a tip.
He's getting a tip before.
There's the guy I want. There's the guy I want focused. I want him happy. I want him focused. I don't want any disgruntled laser operators. I don't want Goldfinger with his laser out there pointing it at the Johnson, right, Drew?
Right, Adam.
All right, then. You ready to rock and roll?
Yes, sir.
All right, this guy you know from many, many years on Singled Out right here on MTV. Now he's got himself a new show, Guys Like Us. It's Chris Hardwick, everybody.
I'm just flashing on the fact that last
So
time.
what? Was it my last name that inspired the two penis calls, one right after the other, in the back, with the hair? It's the guy to get a carrot scraper and just get that stuff right off there.
Oh, God.
I didn't want to say anything to the last caller, but the first caller's problem was the penis was sort of retracting.
Tuna can.
Was being ingested by his abdomen. I think maybe the hair wasn't growing up, but the penis may have been slipping down.
I think you're thinking
confusing
about
the
it a little
calls.
too much.
Yes.
And perhaps we should just move on to more.
I don't
I don't
have
know.
the
Is there a good
sitcom-
anal call we can get to or something?
I don't have the sitcom offers rolling in.
Oh,
Chris.
yes,
I'm
you do.
forced to think about the penis. Do you understand?
All right, I'm sorry.
Let's talk about Guys Like Us for
All
a
right,
moment.
sir.
I know the premise, but why don't you explain it to our viewers?
It's, I have a roommate, and his little brother gets dumped off to live with us, and it's the comedy and madness that ensue when a 7-year-old child live with two 20-something young men. That was about as book as I could actually get that on right there.
And it's doing well, though, right?
It is. It's as far as I know. Unless they're not telling me something. They let me come out here. I guess that's a good sign. I'm not
We
sure.
could have just been hard up for a guest, but
Do we?
I doubt it. Chris, and I want to say this, too. As you know,
Son of a bitch embarrassed me in front of others. Do you have a clip? You don't have a clip of the show, do you?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we'll run a clip of this.
Yeah.
All right.
Man, why didn't you just bitch slap me, too?
All right. At least, you know, Jenny McCarthy's career's kind of tanking. That's got to feel good about it, right? All the years of Jenny mania. All right, well, the worm has turned. That's the important part.
Talking to Tricia.
Okay, situation is I'm dating this guy right now, and we haven't been dating very long, so we had our first kind of like makeout session going, and we started kissing and stuff, and he had the worst breath possible, and it really made me want to throw up. Oof. So I tried to continue on because I really liked the guy, and I tried to stay away from his mouth as much as possible, but it just couldn't get away from this breath. So I just got up and walked away from him, and now he's kind of wondering what's wrong with me, if I don't like him very much. But I do like him, but I don't think I can stay with him very often because of the breath. So I don't know if I should confront him or if I should just write him off.
But you really like him, right?
Issues.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, but he's got bad breath.
I personally believe in conditioned response. If you had thrown up into his mouth, it would have sent a very distinct message.
Yes. It's the only way he'll learn.
It probably would have been a kinder message because you know the poor guy is dying over trying to figure out what's wrong with him and why you won't come
Okay,
near
I
him.
got the perfect solution. If you're not comfortable with throwing up into his mouth, what you ought to do is go down to one of those crazy T-shirt shops and get "Your breath smells like dog." And then when you go to see him, just go, "Hi, it's me, Tricia." And then that way it sort of relinquishes the responsibility that you might have to actually say it, and you get a neat T-shirt out of it in the end.
Since when are you allowed to say the S word on this show? This man is out of control.
The last time I was on the show, you said much worse, and they just bleeped it out.
Oh, really?
Yes, you were like, and they just bleeped it out. Everything was okay. I didn't mean to cross the talk show line.
I'm like Popeye all of a sudden.
All right, Trish, here's the deal. You got to figure out a way to talk to this guy because there are specific treatments for this problem. There are dentists that actually specialize in eradicating these bacterial growths in the back of the tongue. It involves specialized mouthwash and toothbrushes and actually measuring the gases that come from that part of the tongue. And it's actually a treatment, and it can actually be cured completely. So you are writing off a guy who could potentially be somebody you really care about because of ostensibly a medical problem.
Right.
You first have to figure out a way to tell him without being insulting, if it's worth it to you, and then get him to somebody who can take care of it.
What about this, by the way? What if she opened the phone book, found the dentist that specialized this, and said, listen, there's somebody, no. There's somebody I want you to see. How do I talk to them? Because they must deal with this all the time, and they could probably tell you.
So actually call that dentist and ask for the advice.
I think she should ask the guy first.
Okay.
What's
the dentist?
Why are we ruling out just being honest with the guy?
We're not
saying,
ruling that out.
Look,
I like you.
It's a
last resort.
I like you, but your mouth makes me want to chuck.
Adam chokes on the word honest, you see. It's hard for it to come out.
Adam's quick for the the blowgun tranquilizer dart method. Carry him off and have a dwarf scrape it off his tongue with a butter knife.
But Tracy, the hard
while
part.
you got him under, tag him. So
tag him so you can follow him and see what he's eating and see where the bacteria.
The hard part, Trish, is going to be telling him about this, and that's the little barrier you need to overcome. You're going to have to figure out a creative way to do it. But you're going to be helping this guy in a long time, and take that attitude. If you're not embarrassed, if you're trying to be helpful.
Shut up?
Tricia, do you have anything?
Please, with enough of you.
She's got to have something embarrassing. She could go, hey, I get the runs all the time. What do you have? Like a give and take.
That's good. See if you can ruin a pair of panties in front of him.
This now is Kelly. Kelly, what's going on?
Hi. A few weeks ago, I went to a club and I met a guy who was a stripper, and I had a lot to drink, and we ended up fooling around by the end of the night. And I put my hand down his pants, and he had claw necks, and I kind of freaked out because I have cuts on my hands because I bite my nails.
Oh boy.
Can I get an STD from this?
Actually, you could. I mean, it's potentially a transmission, but
it's potentially movie of the week material if you did get anything. I mean,
you can spread herpetic whitlow.
Herpetic whitlow, that's right. You can get herpetic whitlow.
How do you dated her in high school? Herpetic whitlow. Oh yeah, the Whitlow sisters.
Is your hand swollen? Does it resemble the surface of the moon? Is it pulsing? Does it have a mind of its own? What's going on?
Kelly, you're otherwise okay right now, right?
Excuse me?
There's no symptoms right now. You're just worried about bloodborne
No, there's no symptoms now.
exposure.
I mean, it only happened a few weeks ago.
All right. I mean, it's very unlikely, but certainly, I mean, I share your concern. This is a potential transmission of bloodborne pathogens like HIV
but
or
hold on a
hepatitis
second. It's
C
not
or
like
hepatitis B.
she tripped and fell into a crotch. She brought some male stripper home.
She got semen on her hand with cuts on her hand.
I know, but what I'm saying is I would rather, don't you think we ought to sort of just address her lifestyle more than the specific?
Oh, yes, her risk.
Hey,
absolutely.
you know, it's like you don't order a pizza unless you want a slice. You know,
all right, let's put it
kind
this
of the
way.
theory.
Your risks are very slight, but it's a realistic concern. But what's up that you're engaging in these kinds of activities?
Well, actually, I was drinking, so it wouldn't have normally happened. So.
Do you often do things?
Good that you're
No,
18
I don't.
and drinking in strip bars. That's
Yeah.
Thank God all the booze has been polished off. Otherwise, you'd be in for a hard life.
Yeah.
No, I was drinking. I don't normally drink, so
But
I was drinking.
do you have consequences when you drink normally?
No, actually, I don't drink that often.
But when you do drink, do you have consequences that are unpleasant?
No, usually things don't happen. No.
All right. Well, listen. Go see somebody, get the appropriate testing done. Don't freak out about it. It's a very remote possibility. It's only a theoretic possibility, but I think your concerns are justified, and go to checked out, all right?
All right, thank you.
All right.
I can see
That
her.
window is pretty nasty, too. I mean, really, the whole arm will hurt. It can spread all through the...
I would be more disturbed about having a stranger's DNA sopping all over my hand. This girl has some serious issues. Why didn't you abuse her a little bit, Adam?
You know, I'm too tired.
All right.
And I thought you were going to jump in and abuse her. I was trying to get to it, but she didn't really want to go there. She was drunk. She doesn't drink. Even though she was drunk, she never has any consequences from her drinking. She's not going to do it again. I want to know why this guy made in his pants so quickly. They weren't
I'm kind
doing
of guessing
anything?
she didn't just like stumble her hand in there at the time of the
Yeah, it's
climax.
great.
Oops, oh God, there it is.
It was probably in there a little bit
Yeah,
before the climax.
we're leaving the club. I was reaching for my keys in his drawers, and oh man.
We're going to the oven.
We
Use
are.
a big oven. Yeah.
Where is that oven, Drew?
Just behind me.
All right. Nicole?
Hi.
Hey.
What's going
Okay,
on?
my problem is I've been dating this guy for about 4.5 months, and we moved in together. We got an apartment, and I came home one day, and he was having sex with my best friend. Now, she's a hoe, she's a stripper, and I've written her off, and I don't know whether I should give him the boot or not because he was drunk when all of it happened.
Well, okay then. That makes sense.
And there's this sort of delight in her voice as she reports this onerous experience. Nicole, we got to go to break, okay? And what?
I think we have like one of the only viewership listeners or callers in the world who would, if they got pulled over by a cop while they were driving, would say, "I'm drunk. You can't blame me." I think they would actually use drunkenness as an excuse for drunk driving.
We'll get some feedback from the audience. I'll be in the audience with them.
Come on,
If you have a question for Loveline, you can call us 24 hours a day. 323-520-LOVE. Long distance charges may apply.
More Loveline with the wickedly handsome and talented Chris Hardwick. Guys Like Us, Monday nights, 8:30 on UPN.
Just call wickedly handsome.
Yeah. That's what they wrote. Okay, when we left off, we're speaking to Nicole.
Right.
Nicole's in the Easy Bake Oven. She came home, found her best friend banging around with her boyfriend. He was drunk, though, so he's off the hook.
She's a hoe.
And she's a hoe.
No, I'm sorry, she's a stripper hoe.
Okay.
Stripper
Is what
hoe.
we were told. Yeah.
And if you're going to be a hoe, you might as well make a buck, which is really what I always told my sister.
There's no point in screwing your way to the bottom, as far as I'm concerned.
Why be a hoe and not get tipped?
Right.
You know,
All right.
Go ahead.
So she's saying she's written her off, but what about the guy? I mean, should she have a beef with him?
Question on the planet.
Well, it
Nicole.
seems so obvious, doesn't it? But somebody in the audience had experience with this. Let's hear what she has to say.
Well, the exact same thing happened to me with my best friend and the guy I was living with sneaking around behind my back. But it sounds like, to me,
What
she's
happened
not...
with you? What did you do?
Basically, what happened was I was shocked that more with my best friend.
What did you do, though?
I forgave them both and moved on, and they ended up just hating themselves, and it was like the ultimate revenge, just forgiving them and moving on.
Yeah.
But that's the only thing that you can
How
do.
did that relationship end?
My ex-best friend won't speak to me anymore, and the guy immediately moved in with somebody else afterwards and had a baby with her.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's a nice story.
It's a good.
But I think though, for me, she could have saved some grief by just getting rid of both of them and not forgiving them, and being, because the kind of people that would do that are the kind of people that would leave you high and dry like they ultimately did.
It sounds like she's not making good choices with who she chooses to have good intimate relationships with, not only with her best friend, but with this guy. She only knew him for 4.5 months or something and moved in with him.
Right. Why don't you sit down? Come on, right up here.
It's going to be a long night. We need some help.
I'll tell you.
It's very solid. Drew, get back here. You've talked to enough people. That's it. You're not going to do any better in this advice.
Can we still talk to Nicole, or do I have to? Are we moving on?
No, we can't. Nicole?
Yes.
Girlfriend, women are so easy to slap the other girl in the face. The guy was
Unless they're dating
probably
out.
the more intimate relationship. You live with him. He did you the greatest disservice he could do. I don't even know why you would entertain that.
And how do you know he was drunk? It just sounds like I was drunk. It was.
Look, these are abusive relationships.
Yeah.
They're not true intimacies. They're a mess. Wrap these up. See if you can make better choices in the future, okay?
Okay.
Don't get pregnant.
It's funny, over the years that I've done this show, we used to always punctuate things with "remember safe sex," but now it's
don't get pregnant.
gotten worse.
Find Jesus. Don't get pregnant. Yeah, I love and the whole drunk thing is it's such a great excuse for any action. In my new policy now is I'm going to keep a lampshade right next to me. If I'm cheating and my girlfriend walks in or I get pulled over, whatever happens, I'm just going to put the lampshade on my head and pretend like I've got a pony keg in me. Lloyd, see if I can't.
Literally forced in
me. No, still in the pony keg, cap and all.
Man, we have to talk. We don't talk enough anymore, do we?
No. Lloyd, where are you?
All right, here's the deal. I went out with this girl a couple times, and the last time I went out with her, we went back to her apartment to have sex. And, and I guess she has a fetish for candles because while we were having sex, she lit up a bunch of candles, and before I knew it, she took a candle and poured hot wax on the head of my penis.
Oh.
And I stopped right away. I was in shock. I haven't talked to her since. I left her house right away. It's been about 2.5 weeks, and there's a burn, and it hasn't healed yet.
Oh. How did she react to your reaction? Was she apologetic?
She...
Or was she...
Oh, bitch!
Was her reaction sort of, what's the big deal? What are you so upset about? Or was it, I'm really sorry, I made a mistake?
She tried to apologize, but, I mean...
So she realized she'd gone too far, made a mistake?
Yeah, she realized she did, and I was just wondering what I could do to maybe speed up the process of healing, because I need to get going
Well,
again.
first you need to forgive her.
Oh no.
Oh, you mean healing?
No,
Yes,
don't
yes.
kill her.
Is she into witchcraft or the Kabbalah or something?
I really
Is that
have no
what
idea.
it was?
I really don't know
Somebody
that
needs to
well.
look at the burn. Burns are serious stuff.
Yeah.
Was it
At one point, I
over? Was it
needed
over the urethra? Was it? Did it?
No,
plug
it
the-
was more like the head. At one point, I needed a Band-Aid because it like rubbed and.
But it's not. Is it ulcerating? Is there red around it?
Yeah, it's red.
Around it, but it's not an ulcer. It's not open.
No.
That is so frightening.
It'd be really
So it's
funny
just
if it was
red,
like a
it's just
small
red
Band-Aid
and
or something.
painful. It's not
Yeah,
ulcerated.
it's been 2.5 weeks. I was just wondering if I could speed up the process at all.
There's a cream called Silvadene, and it's mostly there's a sort of a zinc oxide sometimes will help it too. But
What about vitamin E?
Vitamin E?
I wouldn't do that just yet.
I tried putting like aloe vera on it, and it kind of burned.
Yeah, it'll burn.
But then
you know
it
what you
started
did
to feel good. You applied it in love.
Here's the real thing is something called Silvadene cream, and it's you need
But
a
how did
prescription
she
for
get
it.
near you with this can? I mean, how come you didn't know what was going on?
I was blindfolded.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Well, okay, then right there.
I love the information that people leave out. My hands and legs were tied, so I had to have her untie me before
I was
ran
handcuffed.
out.
There was a carrot in my ass. I was delirious. And then she blindsided me with the penis thing. I didn't see that coming.
All right, so Lloyd, what's the cream?
Silvadene.
Okay.
And then it's going to heal. That's a first-degree burn, really. And,
Yeah.
And anyone, next time someone tells you we're playing pin the tail on the donkey, but you got to take your pants down, don't believe them. All right. David, Hey, David is on the phone. See the purple band-aid.
Yeah, I got it.
Hey guys, a few weeks ago, a few weeks before my wedding, I flew out to New Mexico for my cousin's wedding, and, a family member's wedding. I met up with one of my first cousins I haven't seen in a long time. We hit it off really well. When I was leaving New Mexico, I asked her if she wanted to fly to New York for my wedding, which was at the end of the month. She came a couple days early. We spent a lot of good time together. I got married. I went on my honeymoon. I thought about her the whole time. As soon as I got back from my honeymoon, I called her. We continued our relationship over the phone. 3 weeks ago, I just picked up and left everything and moved to New Mexico, and I'm currently living with her. Our family members don't know that we're having a relationship.
Is a first cousin?
Yes.
Oh.
And I was wondering how we explain it to them, and when do we explain it to them?
What'd you tell your wife?
We had some problems before we got married.
Why'd you get married?
Well, that's what I'm having a hard time dealing with now.
Biggest problem being that you're not related was the biggest issue.
Yeah.
You need that element.
Right.
Just that certain something like blood.
I don't feel connected to you.
Yeah.
Maybe if you were my aunt's daughter, then...
Well, David, what a mess.
Yeah, it's really a mess.
Yeah.
And what is your exact question?
My exact question is how do we, we are first cousins, and how do we explain it to our family members that, we are dating? We're both adults.
Yeah, what's up with you, David? Why
Tell you Garth Brooks turned you over.
Why such chaos in your relationships?
What was that?
Why such chaos in your relationships?
I don't really know.
Have they always been so chaotic?
No, the woman I married, I was together with for 7 years before that.
Right.
We just had some rough times toward the end, and we're talking, and we both realized that maybe we shouldn't have got married.
Yeah.
Just one day I just picked up and left everything, and
But solving that by jumping into this relationship is not a healthy thing, obviously, right?
Maybe it's not.
Beside the fact that it's your first cousin, just jumping from one to the other is not a good thing anyway. But to make a choice for a first cousin, I don't know anyone who would even consider that growing up in this kind of culture. I mean, your family's never going to take this. The problem is you can't have children.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah,
big
I'm thinking that's a good thing, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have to
We need a bunch of little kids going out dating each other.
We'll revisit David.
We will?
After the break.
All right.
Hi, I'm Richard Carr from Home Improvement, and you're watching Loveline on MTV.
You can email us your questions at loveline3@aol.com. Please include your phone number.
More Loveline with Chris Hardwick. Guys Like Us, the name of the sitcom, Monday nights, 8:30 on UPM. When we left off, we're speaking to David on the phone. David's 23. David got married for about a heartbeat, then jumped ship from New York to go back to Arizona and hang out with his first cousin. Now they're shacked up. They want to know how to let the family in on it.
How old is your first cousin?
How old?
How old?
19.
David.
Well, what'd you?
I expected either 17 or 18 or 50.
40. Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
It's just a whole
That would've been
situation's a
funny.
mess.
I know. Well, then 19's good, then, right?
No, 19's not good because David, what do you expect from this relationship?
Actually, to tell you the truth, I felt more in this relationship in the short time we spent together than I did in the relationship I was in 7 years.
Yeah, but David, you started that relationship at 16 years old. Your feelings about yourself weren't even formulated yet. This is probably just the first adult relationship you've started on.
Right, but I don't think we're going to talk him out of this, by the way.
Well, I'm going to go on record.
Why don't we take it from there?
Go ahead. I'm going to go on record saying, get out, go figure out what you need from a relationship, who you are. These dysfunctional, enmeshed, chaotic relationships are not the answer. You're putting, your family's feelings at jeopardy here. This is not a relationship. She's 19. You're not going to get married to her. This is not a relationship that's going to.
You might.
You're on record as getting out.
Open a gun store.
My position is get out, be alone for a while, figure out what you need from a relationship. There's some reason that you cling to these relationships and you make these highly enmeshed, bad choices. There's a reason for that. I don't know what it is. You've not been forthcoming about what your upbringing was like that required you to need this sort of thing, but it's not a good thing, and this is no solution. Adam, you tell him. What do you think?
We're not going to talk him out of it, but it's going to be over fast. So don't let the family in on it because it'll haunt you.
All right, David?
Okay? There you go.
And truthfully, the physiological the medical and the physiological risk is that if you mate inside the immediate family, there's no chance. Like you get any mutated genes don't get out.
Right. That genetic diversity is what moves the species forward.
Let's go to the audience. We're going to do a segment of the show called the Loudmouth segment. Lisa, you in the audience there? Is that you?
Yep, that's
You're in the Loudmouth seat. Come on up. Oh, yeah.
Everything has a name. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi.
Oh. Don't be shy.
A little sit closer to you.
What's your deal there, Lisa?
What's your deal?
What do you do?
What do I do? I'm in medical sales.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Score.
Do you
I
sell
love it.
Viagra?
No. I wish. No, I'm kidding.
Drew, what do
Probably a lot of
medical
sales
do?
I sell dynamic splinting to range of motion patients for joints.
Oh, that is life in the fast lane, baby.
Oh, let me tell you.
A lot of hinges and Velcro.
I do. Let me tell you.
What is that?
You have the blow-up splants and all this kind of stuff too? Or
Just struts, and they just kind of help them with their range of motion, lacking, bending or straightening their knee maybe or something like that.
You make one for the penis?
As a matter of fact, no.
I'm just saying I could use a splint once in a while. Oh, that's it. This and a little gaffer's tape.
You'll be okay. Well, should I break this?
Yeah. I'm kidding. We'll do it later. Actually, just pull one of the prongs out of the right bottom there.
Oh, no, small penis jokes. You're this big.
And try not to critique the show while we're going on.
I'm not critiquing you.
Please.
All right, come on. You've
Your
got
ass will be back on MTV before you know it.
No, please.
I'm just kidding.
All right, I am too. You have the biggest penis in the world. You rival the blue whale, for God's sake. It is a large, viney stalk which dwarfs climb, and there's a treasure.
Chris. Ann. What's going on?
Well, my boyfriend and I are both virgins, and we were fooling around the other night, and he climaxed on my stomach. And when I got up later to take a shower, I noticed that I had a rash on my stomach and on my chest. And I'm really concerned about this.
He's radioactive.
I'm really concerned about this if we do it again, but if we have sex, am I going to have, like, a reaction internally?
You might. There is such a thing.
Wait a minute. Isn't it totally feasible on a non-medical basis that Ann could have been so freaked out by this that she could have a rash?
Ooh.
Oh, that'll work.
That's interesting.
People
you make a
get
belly
very
splint
nervous.
for these things?
No.
My question is why would that be an issue? I mean, are you on some sort of birth control? Or I mean, she's saying she wants to know if
No,
why would he go inside her anyway?
Why would he ejaculate inside of her and not wear a condom?
No, she's going to be afraid to have sex now because
why does
she's
he wear a condom?
afraid that inside of her.
But what I'm saying is she's worried about the semen. But why would it be going in there unless he had
not wearing
well,
a condom?
let's
like Ziploc thing.
Let's just say we're living in reality. These two are both virgins, so there's no STD risk here. She gets on birth control. They want to have a long relationship, minus the condom. She thinks he has some sort of demon seed that is going to infect her from the inside out now, and is worried about it.
A little nervous to have sex anyway.
All right, so two questions. Is it that this freaked you out?
Yeah. Well, no,
before the rash.
The rash did.
The
but
rash
not
freaked you out. So
not the
fact that it's spelled out 666, I think it's the part that really center spin.
There are.
Could you imagine? Although from her perspective, it'd be 999. It wouldn't be that big a deal. You know?
Okay. And there are allergies.
The purple Band-Aid, Drew, because you put it on the head of his penis.
999, number of the penis.
All right, let's have a timeout, boys. Let Drew talk.
Really. I'm going home.
About the rash.
And there are allergies. They're not that uncommon. You may well react to him if he does ejaculate inside you. And usually the reaction is irritation, itching, kind of like a yeast infection, or even cause a yeast infection. So it is something to be aware of. It's not something that's going to be exuberant, not going to be
Wait
miserable.
a minute, though. Do you hear? It's not that horrendous.
It's not a
even
big
if
deal.
you get a yeast infection.
Right.
Like, if you're not ready to have sex, don't have sex. But this doesn't have to be a reason not to have sex.
All right.
Yeah,
but if you're
exactly.
concerned, have more condom. There are latex allergies too, which believe me are much more common than a reaction to somebody's body fluid.
But I'm with Diane. I'm with Diane on this one.
You're scaring her.
She's generally a little bit freaked about. I mean, most of the 19-year-olds we speak to, they're still virgins.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, have some issues. Who's that?
That is.
That's a gnome.
John and Christina.
John?
Yeah.
Christina?
I have a sex problem with my wife, Christina. She won't give me oral sex. So she told me if I didn't like it to go somewhere else. Well, I did. And after that night, I came home and told her. Our sex life has gotten better, but my wife is losing weight now. And I'm afraid when she loses weight, she's going to try to go out and do this for revenge to get back at me. What should we do?
Oh, yes. What a
That's
healthy
a
relationship.
very healthy girl.
Oh, yeah.
Usually that's rhetorical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't that rhetorical? You go out and find it. Okay.
I'm right there.
All right. We will dissect and pick apart this relationship when we come back from the break.
If you have a question for Loveline, you can call us 24 hours a day. 323-520-LOVE. Long distance charges may apply.
All righty then. More of the Loveline with Chris Hardwick. Guys like us. Monday nights, 8:30 on UPN. Lisa's up here from the audience. She distributes splints.
John and Christina on the line. John, Christina, chaos. John went out and had an affair at Christina's suggestion, which was a rhetorical suggestion, and now Christina's
We don't
getting...
know about that. She could have wanted to
It's a
say.
leading question.
But listen to me.
Rhetorical.
I would bet that she wanted to sabotage this relationship because she needs a lot of chaos, and so she said, "I'm not going to do this. Go get it somewhere else." Then he came back and said it, and now she's free.
Do you agree?
No.
No? What do you think?
No.
Christina says no. Lisa, what do you say?
I think that she, like what we were saying before, it was a leading question. She thought that she didn't actually think that he was going to do something like that. She was just saying that, like saying, "Oh, do I look pretty?" If he's going to say,
You didn't expect him to do it.
You don't. Yeah,
Christina?
exactly.
Christina?
Exactly.
You didn't expect him to do
No,
it?
I didn't expect him to do it. I mean, he said stuff to me before, and I've never done it. So we kid around a lot.
Yeah.
So.
I think he probably just had an affair and is just using this as an excuse.
Why would he tell her? Why?
He's very honest.
I'm very honest and
scrupulous. When he
I
has
got
an
myself
affair,
in
he talks
situations
about it.
that I know I shouldn't
This is the
have.
kind of moral fiber we need in this society. A guy goes
Christina,
out, gets a BJ,
does he
and
take-
is completely honest about it.
Does he take? Is he like Vicky the robot from Small Wonder? You can't crack a joke because she takes everything literally.
Right.
No one saw that show.
Hop up on the table, Vicky. She hops up on it.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
crushes it.
And like if she had said to you, well, if you want that, you're gonna have to get it from the dog. Would she have come home and found Alpo like smeared all over your thighs?
Okay.
Or was it a question that you wanted her? Did you lead her in that direction? For
No,
her to
we-
say that so you could fulfill it.
We just came home and we had, a disagreement about something, and we've been struggling with. And see what brought it on is she heard something about my past.
What?
I was raped 3 different times when I was a child.
Okay. And
that
Christina?
confronted the situation, and one of the parts was a guy had made me give him oral sex when I was a child.
I understand. Christina, did you have any child sexual abuse?
No, never.
Okay. Either of you drinking or using drugs?
No.
Nope.
Okay. Did John, one of your parents use drugs or alcohol?
My dad drank when he was a teenager, but he stopped. I didn't notice anything when we were, growing up.
There's the codependency and the enmeshment and the chaos. It's all here.
But is the reason she won't give you oral sex because of the rape story?
No, I think the reason is one time I asked her to swallow it, and ever since I said that, she won't do it anymore.
Well, Christina, what is the reason?
It makes me sick to swallow it.
Well, will you still do it, even though?
I still do it. Oh, I still do it. But I just don't swallow it. And he doesn't understand why I don't want to swallow it. I think
All right, so John, she does do it.
Well, she does, but it gets to a point where I have to beg for it, and I have to go out and get her things.
Hang on a second. Look what else is happening. Now Christina's getting her act together, losing weight, and he's afraid she's going to go out and have an affair now. I mean, this is a really sick situation, guys. Do you have kids?
Yeah.
Oh.
We have 2 children.
Yeah, I know it. All right, listen. Please, you goofballs, stop acting out for 5 minutes. You have kids. You're ruining them. Do you understand? You're polluting them. They're like a river that runs through your living room, and you're whizzing in it every day. Stop it. Stop it. You got to drink from it. The Indian is crying, Drew.
If you can't contain this chaos, go get some help with this, because this is a mess. On behalf of your kids, commit yourself to the relationship. Don't bring other people in. Work these things out between the two of you, and realize this is all remnants from both of your past. Let's go to the next call. Mike. Mike is 24.
Yeah, hi. 2 nights ago, I popped in a porn and I masturbated to it. I continued to masturbate.
I know there's more.
I continued to masturbate all through the night, at least 5 more times that night. The next morning, I did the same thing. First thing I did when I got up was popped in the porn again and masturbated. Basically lost all motivation to go to work. This is such a strong mental addiction. It's like a drug, and I guess I do it to escape. Yeah. Instead of drinking, I used to drink a lot, and I don't drink.
All right. Okay. One is not very accepted in bars, however.
This is a classic sexual compulsion, sexual addiction case, and it is in the setting of alcoholism that you really see this biology take off. I'm sure you've had some pretty heavy things go on growing up that makes it feel that much more empty inside, and it creates such difficulty in making real contacts with other people where you can feel gratified. So you end up
Drew, I don't want to cut you up, but anyone masturbating 15 times in like a 4-hour period is going to feel empty inside. You understand?
I understand.
Your liver's going to come out of your penis at a certain point. There's going to be nothing left.
This 12-step recovery is critical. That is the treatment for this kind of behavior.
Is it the act of masturbation specifically, or is it just sexual activity?
It's sexual activity with consequences that progressive and uncontrollable.
It's like a bulimic or an alcoholic. It's the binging process of using this as your way to deal.
It's sort of medicating yourself without medication.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I got to masturbate. So, Drew, hold that book up. We'll get a nice shot of the binding there. Oh, no, there it is. That is our book. It's the Dr. Drew and Adam book. It's genius, the title of this book. Who comes up with this? Give it to Lisa over there. Lisa, put a splint on it. And that is it for another fabulous episode of Loveline.
You could call in white for work tomorrow if you're really in the mood to not come to work. Just stay home and masturbate. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys could hear
I thought we were off the air. Chris Hardwick, everybody. Guys Like Us, Monday nights, 8:30, UPN. And until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew and Diane Farr saying mahalo.
Loveline is a Stone Stanley production. Yeah. Cool.